Jack, you're awesome.
Thank you. I don't think he is.
You're done.
My name's Ryan, and I went to Susquehanna with John for 4 years. First off, I need to tell you guys that I'm so glad that we're here for this occasion, because I have so much anger and hostility that if you wouldn't have organized this, I was going to personally contact each one of you and just warn you, okay? My objective tonight is to tell you the truth, because you deserve the truth. And there's been a lot of talk and discussion about the events that actually occurred throughout college, but I'm going to clear that up for you tonight. You're going to be shocked. But I feel like it's my duty to warn you about this situation. So, John and I ended up rooming together our last year at college. I thank the good Lord every day that it was only 1 year. And we shared a lot of common interests: music, movies, games, Trivial Pursuit, okay? And you know, John was a computer science major, and I was a biology major, okay? I had to actually do work, okay? John spent semesters learning how to reboot the computer, okay? You know, I would be involved in research and, you know, reading chapters at a time, and John would be asking me questions about his computer science classes. I'm like, John, it's Control-Alt-Delete. Restart it. I should have got 2 degrees from Susquehanna. So I'm gonna make you work tonight. I have a quiz because we were played Trivial Pursuit all the time. I'm going to give you some questions. It's going to be a combination of movie trivia as well as classic Trivial Pursuit questions. You're going to have to answer them in front of everybody. So here goes question 1. Yeah. Question 1 is 2 parts. Movie trivia. Now, I made the questions easy, folks, because you know, he needs help. And I texted him a word bank that he can use for the answers are there. Okay? So, do you have your phone? Okay. There's a word bank there.
You better get it ready.
He's gonna look at his phone and tell you that there's no word bank. There's a word bank.
I'm not allowed to say anything.
Question number 1. These are movie quotes. What movie are these quotes from? Part A. Conversation like having a TV on honeymoon, unnecessary. Part B. He was a most cruel man. Monsieur Twain would come to France every season to hunt poodles.
Wow, this is hard.
It's right on the tip of my tongue.
You can use a lifeline.
Anybody know?
Star Wars.
Hunting poodles.
Hunting poodles. Movie.
We'll come back. Okay, so just to clarify, I talked about games and Trivial Pursuit. Senior year in our house, we would play Trivial Pursuit all the time. There was debate as to who came up with this idea to play the game so often that you could memorize the answers and then you could just defeat your competition. That was my idea.
Nice.
Wasn't his.
It worked.
It did work. Thanks to me. You know, the other common interest we shared was music. The Beatles and Led Zeppelin and The Who and Paul McCartney. But you know, I had to educate John on all that stuff. Like the conversations that we had, you know, we'd be sitting at dinner and he'd be like, "Oh yeah, the Fab Four. They went to Michigan, right? That was Chris Webber and Dewan Howard." John, I said, "No, the Fab Four." So I had to go through that. It was unbelievable. Question number 2. What are Alvin, Simon, and Theodore?
Chipmunks.
Question 2, part B. What Dickens character said? These are questions from the original game. What Dickens character said, "Please, sir, I want some more"?
Come on, Johnny.
Oliver Twist.
So real quick side story about me, because I know right now
We need a break.
you're all out. Well, not only that, but you're thinking like, forget about John. You want to hear more about what I have to say about me. So anyway, so when I was a kid, we would spend the summers with my grandparents, my brother and I, and they would take us to the video store. We loved movies. We loved to go to the video store. You walk in, they're all sitting on the shelves. You pay $1 and you take the movie. There was only 2 movies I wanted to see all the time. They were Robin Hood, the cartoon, and Star Wars. And my brother got so frustrated with me because I always wanted to watch the same movies. Well, John and I, of course, share the love of movies. And we did talk a lot about Star Wars. And many of you may not know that one of his favorite movies came out in 1989. It was a cartoon adaptation about a red-headed sea creature that lived in the bottom of the ocean, okay? And that's the truth, okay? The Little Mermaid. And also, he loved, all the time, he wanted to watch this movie about, speaking of redheads, there was this little girl, and she lived, I think she was an orphan, I think. She lived with some rich guy.
Oh my God.
I mean, this was the movies that I had to put up with all the time. But we did talk a lot about Star Wars, and John would ask me questions like, well, is Han Solo, is he related to Leia? I'd have to explain that, and then I would always answer like, John, Chewie was not a chocolate lab. He was a Wookiee. Even Jack knows that. That's the kind of stuff I had to put up with. You feel my pain, Jack. You hear what I'm saying?
Yes,
He
I
lives
do.
it.
Yeah. Question 3.
Are you done?
Almost. Question 3. You should get this quote. This is a famous movie quote. Please, this is supposed to be a happy occasion. Let's not bicker and argue over who killed who.
Who killed who? Come on.
Holy Grail.
Oh my God. I was hoping so.
Part B is, when 900 years old you reach, look as good you will not.
Oh, come on, John.
Yoda from Return of the Jedi.
Woo! I was right.
The first question, by the way, was murder by death.
Oh, yeah.
Stolen from Star Wars.
All right, so mainly what I came here today is to clear up one issue, okay? And it has to do with the vinegar. You may or may not have heard the account of the vinegar, okay?
You might hear more.
Okay.
I see more.
So, what happened was one evening at dinner, someone basically coerced someone else into drinking a glass of vinegar, like 8 ounces of red wine vinegar.
He can die.
So I don't know if you're familiar with the investigative Discovery Channel. You watch stories about murderers, serial killers, just evil people. But the downright sinister nature of somebody that would coerce somebody else into drinking vinegar is just not right. It's not. Although my wife would tell you there's a lot of health benefits to drinking small amounts of vinegar.
Small.
If you drink a large amount of vinegar, you get nauseous, you get headaches, you're sweating vinegar, your stomach hurts. So it's not good. And you people, good people, you need to know the truth. That is the absolute truth. And I do urge you to reconsider, because of what I've said here, I urge you to reconsider your relationship. Jack, reconsider, buddy. I'm telling you, okay?
Avoid the vinegar. Aw.
Okay, so can you, would you join me in raising your glass? Okay? I felt compelled to share the truth with you. Okay? I urge you to reconsider your relationship with John for your own sake, for the sake of your children.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Brian, for opening our eyes. Come on, John, you can do it. That's a 40-year-old son. Very good, Brian.